This is BoBcast.
You know how long a beard second is?
BuffaloBrotherhood.wordpress.com.
We're going to get in here and we're going to mess around and we're going to get in trouble by somebody's parents.
Warning. Warskewing. Abusa. Isia. We know you're going to eat it, sir. We know.
Facebook.com/Buffalo Brotherhood is where you can find all the shows.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to this, the Buffalo Brotherhood, our BoBcast, our weekly podcast for the Buffalo Brotherhood. This is episode 100. And actually, I got a little sentimental listening to that original opening.
Yeah, isn't that great?
It was really good.
Was. I like that.
I'm Ryan, and the two other voices that you've heard, you've come to know so well, is right beside me is
Mike.
And across from him is
Doug.
And we're here. This is our 100th episode. This is a pretty big milestone. Not many podcasts meet triple digits.
Triple digits.
This is pretty good.
Tre uno digito.
Some people do one thing really, really well. Other people just do one mediocre thing for a really, really long time.
Episode 100.
1,000.
Yes.
100.
In the year 2000.
In the year 2000.
That's pretty good.
In the year 2000.
Those are the good days.
Do me.
Wait.
In the year 2000, gonorrhea will be renamed Duchovny. Do you remember that?
Yes, I remember
Yes,
that.
you remember that. That was probably one of the best. Hello.
Yeah, you're still
Yes,
echoing.
I'm still. Okay. Glad I got that out of my system.
All right.
It fits well in your Belvedere-ish.
I had to clear the echo chamber from my system. Yes.
Well,
Well, believe it or not, I'm walking on air.
really?
Yeah.
You're gonna sing the song, or you're gonna?
No.
Are you gonna play the song?
No.
No.
I know, because that'd be ludicrous, right, at this
Yeah.
point.
It would be.
I'm glad to be with you guys today. I thought about how we were going to open the show and didn't think we were going to go into gags already, but it works out really well, and that's how our show typically rolls. So this is a Before the Break episode. Episode 100 just happens to fall on a sort of what's going on in the world, what's going on with us, what's important with us sort of show. So we'll be able to talk about things we care about. And we're not joined by any special guests this evening, which is kind of nice. It's just the three of us get to enjoy this,
Just like
one.
episode 1.
just like
As it was in the beginning.
which is
With crappier sound, and I don't even know how to get to the Library of Congress anymore to play all that
the background music.
And the echo chamber of Ryan's garage.
That's true.
Now we bought a giant board.
Now we can fake it.
Only we don't have the rhythmic humming of your water heater.
I powered all
or
that
your-
stuff down before we got.
Yeah, your well pump kicking on.
My
R2.
my
Fire up the
goal.
well pump.
My goal is that we only have to record this show once, and that would be an improvement to episode 1.
Yeah, we did that 3 times, didn't we?
Yeah, we did that one 3 times. We were ready to roll.
The first one was probably the best ever, but we lost it.
It was. We've been working to get back to that spot. Every other episode.
And we've yet to achieve that.
Absolutely.
Probably the best thing that we've ever done is that first episode that no one will ever hear.
They'll never hear it.
We heard it,
Man.
though, gentlemen. We heard it.
We did,
And
but
that's really what it's
selfish.
all about.
That's selfish, man.
That we kept it for ourselves?
Yeah, to keep it for ourselves.
Well, let's jump right into the news. You want to jump right into the news? What's going
Into
on?
the news?
Well, let's see what's going on in the world. Things that's happened this week that's been important.
Well, what happened 100 episodes ago in the news?
Downton Abbey ended.
Downton Abbey ended.
That's what I want to know.
I don't know. What happened 100 episodes?
100 episodes.
You want to go back 2.5 years
I don't
and
remember
find
what
out?
day we started.
I don't know. What was
It
it?
was
August?
on my birthday. It was like a week after my birthday.
It was August, wasn't it?
Yeah.
August 2013?
Mine's
14.
the 16th.
Was it 2013? Yeah,
No,
it's
my
2013.
birthday is the 26th. So it was sometime after that.
Okay, so September.
of 2014.
Do you know how to look up past news, like by the date?
September. I'm just typing in September 20.
It wasn't September.
It was right after.
I thought it was in
my birthday.
I thought it was in August.
It was in
your
August.
Birthday, but that's when your birthday is, Ryan, in August.
I know.
Okay, I just want to make sure you knew.
So was it in August or September?
I think it was right after my birthday. So
What?
If you're September,
Close enough.
I'm saying by the time we got the show actually posted, it was probably September. Wouldn't you say so, Mike? Probably.
I don't know.
I don't even remember, man. That's so long ago.
Okay, well, while Doug's looking up this, let me throw out some news things that's happened this week. And I know we try to stay away from politics, but I want to get your feedback on the fact that Ben Carson now has dropped out of the presidential race, and then what he's chosen to do with himself now that he's out.
Here. ISIS.
To endorse Donald Trump?
Yeah.
Scotland voted to remain in the UK in September.
I do vaguely remember something about that.
And it looks like ISIS. So I don't.
Not much has changed.
No.
Did he announce that today?
Yes, he dropped out of the presidential consideration, and now he is supporting Donald Trump.
Did you know that?
Yes. Well, Trump said that last night in the debate. So.
Well, he announced it today.
Ben Carson
actually.
Yeah. Well, he said last night that he was going to announce it today.
So what? I mean, to me, that's.
What?
I don't know. I don't know how to take that. Like, in my mind.
It's called politics.
Is it, though?
Yeah.
Okay. Well,
was he going to endorse Cruz after Cruz did the little shenanigans in Iowa?
Why would he endorse
Rubio?
Because he knows. I personally think Ben Carson.
He's hot. Is he hot?
Yeah, I'm hot.
Okay. Go ahead.
What are you talking about?
Go
Everybody
ahead.
knows that.
Yes, Doug, you're hot.
Go on.
Okay.
After he said that he dropped out of the caucus when he really didn't. Yes.
The caucus. I tend to think that Carson, he seems like he's a genuine and nice enough guy.
Right.
And I think he wants to kind of hang on to that outsider kind of perspective or status, I guess. And Rubio and Kasich are definitely the most establishment of the candidates left. That, and he probably thinks that Trump does right now have the best shot of becoming president.
Did you say Rubio and Kasich
are the most establishment? Yeah.
Really? More than Cruz?
Well, Cruz is
anti-establishment. Well, Cruz pretends pretends to be that.
Yeah.
I mean, I would say that he's. I think Rubio probably owes more allegiance because the people that back him. You know, he's okay. More. His backing, I think, comes from more of an establishment side, whereas Cruz can get out and get the so-called the Glenn Becks and the evangelicals of the world to fire up around him.
Right.
Although Cruz just stole some of that thunder.
In my mind, Ben Carson goes out, he just rides off into the sunset. He doesn't need to support anybody. Rand Paul didn't support anybody when he came out.
Well, because
he's trying to be.
Doesn't have anybody to support.
He's trying to be.
He didn't match his views. Carson matched some of their views. I don't know if he matches all of Trump's, but
the press conference from Carson was interesting because he basically said that that's politics. What Trump and the beefs that they've had has been politics. That's been for that purpose. And now that he's stepping aside, that Donald Trump is treating with the utmost respect. And the side that we see on the stage is the entertainer. And as we get closer to the actual election, what we'll start to see is the actual business person.
Okay.
Is that all lies?
I don't know.
I honestly don't know. I really don't know what to think about.
I don't know who to vote for.
I don't know what to think about Trump.
Vote for.
I really don't.
Well, here's what's funny. There's a couple political things I want to talk about, though. I heard on the news the other day. So on Tuesday, if the ticket gets split and Rubio possibly takes Florida, which he probably won't, but Trump takes Florida and Kasich takes Ohio, you know who's going to be right in the spotlight if that happens is Indiana, because our delegates are going to be so important if that happens. If the ticket splits and Trump doesn't get Florida and Ohio, our delegates are going to matter so much, and that's like crazy because we never matter.
If it gets to May and and Trump still doesn't have a clear lead on everybody and has gotten his 1,300.
Well, those are the three big states that he has to hit to take
Florida.
that lead. So if he wins Florida, Kasich wins Ohio. And then what is it? North Carolina? One of the Carolinas?
No, South Carolina is already done.
So North Carolina, maybe?
I'm not sure.
Yeah, I think it's North Carolina. Yeah.
But our primary is not till May.
I know, but that leads it to that capability.
I can't remember if Ohio's winner take all or not.
It is.
Is it?
Yeah.
Okay, so that's why Rubio today was telling people to vote for John Kasich today in Ohio.
Really?
Yeah. They put that. So he's done. Rubio's done.
Someone said something. What was that? On the radio they were talking about, and they said Rubio might just go to win Florida and then back out, and then try to be Cruz's running mate and go to be Cruz's.
No, they won't. I can't see those.
Those are two alpha dogs.
Another thing that someone said, and then they caught themselves and realized it would be such a great idea, is a Trump-Paul ticket.
Would never happen.
But he would get it would be a good strategic move on his part.
I can't see Rand. If Rand allied with Trump, I would lose all respect for him. I could not see that.
But as a strategic move for Trump, it makes sense.
I think
I would have no problems voting for Trump if that was the case.
You would have to put up with Trump for probably at least 4 years. But that's the only thing is how damaged would Rand be if he ran with Trump as a VP? How damaged would he be at the other end?
I get what you're saying.
So.
But okay, here's my fear about it. I want that movement to be successful. I want him to be successful. I support his views and his politics. I'm all for rewriting the Magna Carta, for crying out loud.
I think you'll see Trump and Cruz potentially team up. If Trump gets the votes to where he's got it going into the convention, then I think that you might see Cruz get tagged on for a VP slot.
Really? You don't think it'll go to Big Boy?
Christie?
Yeah, Christie?
No.
I don't think so either.
No.
He just needed him for a
moment. No, because you'll shore up the remainder of the evangelical vote.
You don't think we'll get one of those?
No.
It's a picture of Trump as
I honestly
Jabba
cannot figure out
Christie as Leia.
Trump, because when he first got in, he's the entertainer, he's the clown. And I thought, for sure he's a Hillary plant. He's here to foil the part, which he might still be.
That's what I thought too.
But
that's why I still have so much problems with it.
That's what I mean, philosophically, I should vote for probably Gary Johnson as a libertarian, just because in general I don't like the some of the nationalism that Trump does, as far as trade goes. I mean, I get the whole idea of free trade but fair trade, but how far does it go without totally wrecking, the global economy that has brought so much prosperity to people, even though they don't necessarily realize it.
He bugs me when he does stupid stuff, when he says, like, well, I'll just sue him, the libel laws and stuff like that. When he starts saying stuff like that, that's like, you're in a different position as a politician than you are as a businessman. It's a completely different position. You have to be able to take that heat and just deal with it.
Rise above it.
The thing that really amazes me, and I don't want to get too deep into politics on this episode, but one thing that really amazes me is for years I have heard Republicans say, like, not Republican politicians necessarily, but people that claim to be Republican, traditional, conservative Republicans, say the exact same crap that Donald Trump says, is saying right now in the campaign, and all of a sudden they're on this, I'd never vote for Trump, like saying stuff. We need to build the wall. We need to throw them all out. We need to, we're sick and tired of running the world, and we just need to either bomb them or get out, and you hear people say this stuff, and then now all of a sudden I'm like, you have a perfect candidate saying exactly what you've said for years, and now all of a sudden you don't want to vote for him because
okay. Well, can I speak on that for just a second? Because
sure.
That's why we have anonymity when we vote, because I do think a lot more people support that philosophy.
I know they do.
Obviously, they do, because he keeps winning.
I know there have been a couple people that already have told me that they've told me in private. They tell publicly they're voting for Ted Cruz, but privately they're like, I'm going to vote for Trump. I don't want people to know I'm voting. I don't want family or friends to know that I'm actually going to vote for Trump.
Okay, what about these people that dress up in like Bernie hats and I hate Trump shirts, and then they go to a Trump rally and get harassed and beat up? And isn't that like going
plants.
to the?
They're just plants trying to do it for political, for news traction.
I know, but I mean, we shouldn't give those people the time of day, because it's like going into a lion's den with stakes around your neck and being upset when they eat you.
Yeah.
Honestly, this is something that we may not see for a long time. I really have no idea what's going to happen, because it truly could. Like my previous prediction is that Rubio would be the establishment candidate, and I still think that he is. And if they can get into a brokered convention, I think that you would see a Mitt Romney or a Rubio or somebody like that get put in as a counter to Trump. Because all they have to do is that first vote, and then after that first vote, if he doesn't have the votes, those delegates can vote for whoever they want. So you could see the Republican Party literally be
hold on. I've heard
destroyed.
I've heard the brokered convention before. So what happened? Explain to me exactly what happened.
My understanding is that those delegates are pledged for the first vote on the floor. If Trump doesn't have the 1,300-ish votes for the nomination to get it, then after those votes are cast, if he does not have it, then at that point they can go in and count, basically take a second vote. But at that point, those delegates are free to vote for whoever they want to. Okay.
Really?
So Trump will probably still keep a lot of them, but not enough to win. So that's when the wheeling and the dealing starts to happen, and that's what I think it was Ronald. They took it from Ronald Reagan back in the 70s. The same thing happened to him, and they put Gerald Ford, I think, in place, or I think it was Gerald Ford maybe, to go up against whoever, I don't know,
Nixon
at the time.
No,
Jimmy Carter or whoever he was running against for that. Right. Yeah, I guess it would have been Carter.
Yeah.
But basically, that wheeling and dealing starts to happen to get, there's embedded interests that are afraid of the nationalistic rhetoric of Trump. Business interests are afraid of it. International interests are afraid of it. People that don't want the Republican Party to be painted as, xenophobic, racist, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So I think what you could see happen is they may just try to, maybe put Trump as a VP or something else, but I don't think he wants the seat. And if he doesn't get the seat, he'll walk. And if he walks, then Hillary Clinton will be elected president of the United States, unless they indict her. Which, again, but it's crazy, because what happens if, like Jim Comey, the director of the FBI, I guarantee they're saying now, today I just read, that the guy who ran her server, the report is that the information he's telling the FBI is absolutely damning to Hillary. I mean, will destroy her politically. If Jim Comey of the FBI recommends an indictment, and Loretta Lynch and Obama don't proceed with that, they will resign. You could have a massive walkout after the FBI, unless they've got some kind of dirt on him and try to politically backstab the guy. Him walking out in protest around maybe, I don't know, June, July of this year, when we're only a few months away from the election, in protest, I don't know. You have that on the Democratic side, but then on the Republican side, if Trump walks, I mean, I have no idea. You could potentially have a third party running anti-Republican establishment. You have Sanders. Those people might get pissed off, and they might push him to run for. So who knows? I mean, it is the weirdest.
Paul Sanders.
Yeah. It is the weirdest election cycle I've ever seen in my life. And
I forgot to record that first in the White House CNN thing, the run to the White House or whatever.
The dirty elections or whatever it was.
Yeah, I want to watch that. I need to watch it.
I don't know. They're saying though that Sanders could win like most of the Midwest states. He could win Ohio, I think Illinois.
He won Michigan.
Yeah, so it's not a clear-cut victory for Hillary by any means.
She's got the super delegates though.
Well,
and he has to essentially clear the board from this point on.
I
think if nothing else, this election cycle has been screaming out that no one's satisfied with the hand we've been dealing with for the last few years.
No. Well, it just globally, everybody everybody is it really does remind you of almost, I guess, pre World War I in a way, is the rise of nationalism. There was that kind of big move for kind of the globalism. I guess, well, maybe it would have been even kind of post that whole post World War I era, where you had kind of that push. We need the League of a Nation. We need to come together, and then people starting to reject that because we're like, we don't. Yeah, we may be a global. We're the globe, we're the earth, we're one human race, but at the same time, our cultures in some cases are so diametrically opposed to one another that it's like mixing oil and water.
Or Muslims with Christians.
Yeah, which Trump actually, I'll give him that. He said it he just came out and said it in the debate last night. They called him. They said, "You made a statement that Islam hates America," or something to that effect. And they called him on that, and they said, "Do you really believe that? All that 1 point whatever billion people hate America?" And he's like, "I don't know if all 1 point whatever hate, but a lot of them do." Yeah. And basically he's like, they hate women. They're putting people in cages and drowning them. They're cutting their heads off. They're burning them alive. And they're laughing at us. They think we're fools because, how are we fighting them? So, and of course Marco Rubio said, well, you're just saying the things that regular people want to say, but a president couldn't say. And, I think that's what's driving his success is he's talking the way that a lot of just regular people are talking.
I think, to be honest, for most people to feel comfortable that way is we have to stop identifying ourselves by religion and start identifying ourselves more on nationality. I mean, because as a Christian, Muslims are doing terrible things all across the planet to themselves as much as other religions. Well, we need to stop saying things like that. We need to start saying things like, there's a whole section of this planet that is going counterculture to the American values.
Right.
Yeah.
And that is our nationality that's at our stake, rather than
liberal democracy, classic liberal democracy.
Exactly.
So, and Europe is at the forefront of that. You basically have a soft invasion of a counterculture that is spreading throughout Europe, and it could.
Aren't they ever going to do anything about it, though?
Well,
are they past the point? Are they past the point of saving?
I don't know.
They've all demilitarized to the point and basically humbled their people to the point that there's not much they can do as a populace.
I don't know. I mean, eventually something's going to break, and that's unfortunate. I don't want that to happen necessarily. Is people get pushed to the point where it boils over, and then you have some sort of war erupt, and it just tears these countries apart. That
we're talking like a World War III scenario at this point, where there is no battle line, there's no trench.
We'll all team up when North Korea shoots off their first nuke.
Yeah. If North Korea was smart, they would just stop.
Unless Putin's threat, they probably listen to him.
I just know this is the stuff going on in the world is just on all fronts, and I've said it before on other shows, on culture, religion, science, everything is just crazy.
Right.
Just like absolutely crazy, and I feel like we're at the precipice of something new. Something has to happen, for good or for ill. Something is going to happen, and it'll probably be for ill before any good. Before we, figure out what we're supposed to do. Like Winston Churchill, at least for America, said, America always does the right thing after they've done everything else. So, it's... I don't know what's going to happen. I'm not going to vote for Trump just because I philosophically I differ with him on too many ways, and I have no idea what the man's going to do because he hasn't actually iterated what his vision and plan is, other than we're going to make America great.
He's going to have great people.
Right, the best people.
Huge.
And a great plan and the best plan. So, and I don't trust the rest of them.
Honestly, I get my heart hurts because there isn't anybody that I believe in.
I don't believe in any of them, but the only one, the more and more...
I would have voted for Rand.
The more and more I listen, if I have to choose of the four, I like John Kasich.
I just don't think he'll be around.
He won't, but...
Well, let's change topics. You want to go a little lighter?
Sure.
I'll give you... Not yet. Well, maybe. This is a short one. Maybe. It depends on what you want to say. You want to hear more about evil people, or you want to hear some positive news?
It doesn't matter.
Come on, Doug.
Let's go to the dark side.
Dark side?
Let's do evil.
Let's do evil people. So, who's familiar with Marvel?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Are you familiar with who?
Yeah.
Are you familiar with who actually runs Marvel?
Blah 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 blah. He's got a funky name.
Perlmutter.
Right.
Have you ever heard of Ike Perlmutter?
Yeah, a friend of Donald Trump.
Hey, we're gonna get a friend of the show on the show here in just a second. It looks like somebody's walking up through the cars. Ike Perlmutter.
That would be Derrick.
Is an evil genius.
Why?
He's a bad guy. If there's good guys and bad guys in comic books and stuff, he is a bad guy.
Why you say that?
We'll let these guys come in. Do we want to pause and get reset up, or do we just want to keep powering through?
Let's pause, and we'll catch back up here in a second. Right. So
they won't. The home audience won't even know that we paused.
That's true.
They might not. Well, let me get right in the middle of this.
Episode 100.
I'll cut it.
Oh, okay.
No, you won't.
Right.
Welcome to episode 100. We're back. We just
welcome
back.
There was no stop. Like if you're in the middle of talking,
hey, we stepped away for a minute. Thanks for coming back. We.
Thanks to the miracle of the internet.
You like that?
There you go.
There you go. Derrick has joined us tonight. Hey, Derrick, how's it going?
What's going on? All right. How about you guys?
We're doing well.
Hello.
We're actually just sort of hanging out. We're talking some news. We just got done talking politics, so you missed all the boring stuff. I was getting ready to tell him the story of Ike Perlmutter.
But
you came in, so I just want to say thanks for being on the show. It's great to be having a 100th episode. Seeing how you were kind of like our very first fan, I would say that much.
Yeah.
Not, I wouldn't want to classify you as a fan.
Our
a friend of the show.
Super fan.
Definitely a friend of the show.
Definitely a friend of the show. So we enjoy having you on, Derrick, any chance we get. It's been a while, so welcome back. Welcome back. He just came back seeing a movie, Cloverfield Lane. Yeah, we won't talk about it, but it's sort of. I think that we're going to see this as a thing, sort of these revisits in these worlds that it sort of telling a different story, different perspective.
Yeah.
With the Ghostbuster movie coming out. Same universe, different story, different perspective.
And
Cloverfield.
I like that idea. And I like the fact that
Pacific Rim.
It's not
just
the same universe.
It's something that I like about the movie is it's
the Ghostbusters.
I went in there not knowing anything really. You know, the trailer for 10 Cloverfield Lane.
Yeah.
It only shows stuff that happens at the very beginning of the movie.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So you're not. It's not ruining anything.
Oh, I'll be honest. I'm kind of disappointed with that because I was under the impression that. My mic stand is messing up. I was under the impression that the whole thing was going to be like one of those like small set stories. Like, what's that?
No, there's a scene where she's out.
I haven't seen it. I haven't seen anything beyond the scene.
The trailer doesn't show much at all.
Okay.
So they do get out of the bunker and
they get out of the bunker.
Let's not talk about it. Okay.
I won't talk about it.
But Ghostbusters is not in the same universe.
That's a lie.
It's a complete retelling. See, that's where it's confusing because someone
in the
asked
trailer.
Yes, it does. At the beginning of the trailer, it says
looks like
four
they're-
scientists. It says it right at the beginning, which they shouldn't have said it because it is a complete different story. It's a complete different universe. The other one didn't even happen.
Really?
Yeah.
Ugh.
Yep.
So
Well, maybe that's for the best because that
And
it's
the
not
trailer it looked awful.
Mm-hmm.
yeah, it doesn't look great. I'm not too impressed with it.
Yeah, me neither. But I just thought it was interesting that we could see more of the like I said, Pacific Rim is coming. It's going to have another movie coming out.
Yeah,
we're going to get more of that. But I think we're going to see. I mean, honestly, you could say like Annabelle was the same way with The Conjuring. The Conjuring.
Oh, I forgot. I've never seen that.
And then Annabelle came out. Not that would be. I don't know that that's something I would want to.
Well, see, like The Conjuring, I liked it. I like The Conjuring a lot, and
I don't even know what you're talking about.
It's a horror movie. It's based on a true story.
True
all
story.
are
Actual
anymore.
events.
Yeah.
Well, it's all based on that Ed and
Lorraine
Harding.
Bobbitt? Oh.
Yeah.
Is it Harding or Ed Harding? The peril. He's the
Ed Hardy? Isn't that the tattoo?
not Ed Hardy.
Oh, okay.
Anyway, so Ike Perlmutter, you know who he is?
Nope.
We're gonna talk about the Civil War trailer that just came out. Did you watch it?
Oh yes, I definitely seen that.
Oh, yes.
So before we get to that though,
yes.
I learned a little bit about who Ike Perlmutter was this week, and I wanted to share that with you guys because I didn't realize that we've been throwing our money at a supervillain. He's honestly a supervillain. Like in reality, this guy is a supervillain. He's been on the record saying that when Terrence Howard was not recast as Rhodey Rhodes in the second Iron Man movie, and they replaced him with Don Cheadle.
Right.
His exact quote was, "They're black people. They all look the same."
Whoa.
He is, and that's his quote, not mine. But he's gone on rants before because somebody ordered new pencils and they had a 2-inch pencil left, so there was 2 inches that they could have used. They didn't need a new pencil. He's that kind of penny pinching. Now, you know, with every supervillain, maybe there's a positive. I'm not sure, but he's
hold on. He's the head of the Marvel Comics, right?
No, hold on. When Marvel Comics, so we'll go back before the first Iron Man movie. Marvel Comics was in a hole. They were about to get bought out or sold. They were going to lose most of their stuff because they were actually losing money hand over fist. Ike Perlmutter got put in as CEO with the single vision: is we're going to throw everything on the screen. We're gonna stop worrying about the comics. We're gonna stop worrying about continuity.
Right.
We're gonna stop telling that story, and we're gonna get these movies on the big screen. And that was sort of his thing. So he got Iron Man made. Iron Man, by the way, was the last time he'd ever attended a premiere. And at the premiere, he wore fake glasses, a mustache, and a prosthetic nose and a hat because for the last 30 years, he hasn't let a single person take a picture of his face. Okay, this is the kind of Howard Hughes.
This is real?
This is real. This is like Perlmutter. So this is like Perlmutter. This is the way he is. He's a real life bad guy that we're all giving our money to. He's also the single largest shareholder of Disney. He owns most of Disney. So that pretty much means in Hollywood he can do whatever he wants. And that's pretty much what he's done.
Google Images is just one picture of him.
Yeah, see, that's the last time he's had a picture taken of him.
Let's see. I've never actually seen a picture of the guy.
Well, Mike, show the picture. This is his LinkedIn profile from when he was applying for
evil.
I'm Ike. Initiate Order 66.
So they had toys ready to go for Black Widow, and he pulled them. He said no, he wasn't going to spend any money on that side of marketing or that side of merchandising because nobody likes women anyway.
Wow.
Nobody likes women superheroes anyway.
So he's the one behind No Ray action figure.
Oh. No Monopoly piece either.
Possibly.
I mean, the things that he has done and basically got away with. He's gotten fistfights in the office before with people. His business tactic is he'll just fire you, and if the company continues on without your absence, you stay fired.
Now, granted, this article was written by the last person he fired, so it might be slightly.
That's not true. It's actually vetted in like 4 different articles. But he'll fire you, and then if the company moves on fine without you, then he just leaves you gone. But if there's a hiccup, then he'll possibly hire you back at a reduced salary. Most of the big actors I mean, this is why Joss Whedon left. He's why Joss Whedon left. He's why Brian Michael Bendis has been removed from the creative process. I mean, this guy pushes people out of the cinematic universe like crazy. This is why Whedon didn't get to make Avengers 2 the way he wanted to make Avengers 2. This guy. Okay, this is a bad guy. He's a bad guy. Recently, though, and this is why this whole story came up, and this is why we started looking in just to how bad this guy truly is there's a lawsuit against him right now attempting to gain access to his work emails, that he receives through Marvel, which honestly, if this guy says the stuff that he says, I can't imagine what he writes down.
Oh, good Lord.
And I so bad want to see it. You know what I mean? I so bad want to see what he's writing. But he writes this stuff. So this is why. Can I explain? You guys are both playing on your phone. What are you doing?
No, I'm listening.
This is my PC.
You're not being very engaging. Derek's doing great. I'll just talk to Derrick.
Okay, I've heard this before, but continue.
You have?
Yes.
Oh, well, go ahead. Tell the story.
No, you go ahead.
Okay, by all means. He's currently in a lawsuit right now where they're trying to gain access to his Marvel email accounts because his neighbor is suing him.
Right.
His neighbor is suing him. Have you heard why his neighbor is suing him?
No.
His neighbor is suing him because someone has sent out thousands of letters to all of his family, his coworkers, his business associates, his other neighbors. Someone is sending out all these letters. And this guy, I can't remember what his name is. We'll call him Tom, okay? So Tom's getting all these letters sent to all of his family members, all of his business associates, all of his coworkers, that it basically says that Tom is a child molester. Tom is responsible for an unsolved death and is basically admitted to committing murder. Tom is one of the worst people on the planet. Tom has been seen having sexual encounters with an underage minor. All these thousands, Mike, thousands of letters are being sent out about Tom.
Emails or physical letters?
Physical letters. So Tom wants to get to the bottom of this, and these are billionaire games. Okay, so these are people that are all billionaire games. Right. So Tom basically he can't get the state of Florida to do anything about it because they're letters, sent anonymously. What are we supposed to do about it? He takes the matters into his hand. He has them DNA tested. And they come up positive for Ike Perlmutter's wife.
Really? You have all this money and your wife is the one putting these in envelopes?
Were you going to ask somebody to do that?
Pay somebody.
You could pay.
Anyway, so what this whole dispute comes down to is this. In their little gated community, there is a tennis shop. And in this tennis shop and in this tennis complex, there was a lady by the name Ivana Donovich, something like that. She was the one who ran, maybe it's Ida Donovan, I can't remember, but she was the one who ran the tennis shop there. Well, Tom, being a good neighbor that he is, noticed that Ida Donovan never submitted a bid for services, and in the state of Florida, when you run a shop like that is like publicly / privately owned, you have to submit a bid, and then it gets approved by your local housing authority, and then they accept the lowest amount of money. Well, Ida has never done that because Ike likes Ida, and Ike likes the way Ida does things at the tennis shop. So Ike doesn't want to mess things up at his tennis shop because he loves to play tennis. Because this Tom guy reported them to the housing authority and tried to get this Ida lady to submit the bid like she's supposed to, Ike went in and basically got the housing association to allow this to happen, used his money to allow this to happen. And then now he is on a vendetta to get Tom to move out of his neighborhood. Okay. And the way that he tries to do this is write thousands of letters.
Why doesn't he just put in a bag and light it on fire and put it on his doorstep?
Or have the guy murdered like any other sensible person.
Yeah, exactly. He is a billionaire. He can afford that.
I don't know, but
I just hire a hitman.
Tell Iron Man to come over and get rid of him.
Yeah,
but
he does control the Avengers.
Iron Man is one of the guys that he was trying to kill off because he thought Tony Stark was too expensive.
Tony Stark is expensive,
and he doesn't call him Robert Downey Jr. He just says Tony Stark.
He just calls him by the character.
No more Thor. I don't like the Swedes.
At the end of Phase 2,
I hate their meatballs.
Kevin Feige actually got enough people to sort of all agree that Ike is no longer in charge of any creative decisions when it comes to like the cinematic universe or hopefully any Star Wars universe. So now I guess all he does is play tennis and get in fights with his neighbors.
Wow.
But I mean, we're throwing money hand over fist to the bad guy, to a bad guy.
But in his defense, he was the one that pushed. He's the impetus behind all of the Marvel cinematic
giving
universe.
us our theater going experiences for the next 12 years.
Exactly. I don't know.
So
I just wanted to get your guys' take on
That's
this.
interesting. I'd never heard anything about that.
Never heard that story?
Nothing.
Yeah.
Well, I like to bring something to the podcast. Hopefully they stuck around through the Trump part to actually listen to this part.
hopefully.
Do you want to hear another interesting piece of news? That not all corporates are evil?
Not all corporations are evil.
Not all corporations are evil. Doug, you might appreciate this.
All right, I'm listening.
This story involves Blizzard. Did you guys see this today?
Nope.
The Diablo 2 patch?
The Diablo 2?
Oh, yeah, I did see that.
Okay. Right, yeah. So Blizzard, Diablo 2 is now 12 years old. Jeez. If that doesn't make you feel old, nothing will. Except maybe looking at your, almost grown son. But Diablo 2 is a 12-year-old game that has not been patched for 7 years, and if you had it live if you jumped on Diablo 2 today, you would have received a patch. They actually went ahead and patched the game so that it would run more effectively on Windows 10 and newer systems and updated graphics and
that's nice of Blizzard.
Okay.
Did they update the graphics? I thought they just made it more compatible with newer systems.
More compatible with newer system, but by doing so will allow graphics cards to sort of work better.
Yeah.
So really, that's all you guys got about that? No one. I thought that was a really interesting story.
It's nice.
That's nice.
It's kind of like I like how Crytek does that with the Witcher 3 stuff. A lot of its content's free, except for the big expansions. But like little fixes and things here and there, they're free and they're good fixes, and they don't charge anything when they could.
I mean, all 57 people that are still playing Diablo 2 appreciate it, I'm sure.
Well, I just kind of wonder if we're not going to see like a run on Diablo 2 at like Green Man Gaming in a few weeks now. It'd be like, new and improved, pay $4.
I think the only place you can buy Diablo 2 is through the Battle.net.
Yeah, maybe.
I don't even know if you can buy Diablo 2 through Battle.net. Probably. I would assume you can get StarCraft 2, you can get 3. You could pick up like a box version of it, but you wouldn't be able to buy like a digital download, I don't think.
Speaking of video games, Stardew Valley?
Stardew Valley is pretty fun. Have you seen it?
I've never even heard of it.
Starry Valley?
Stardew Valley. It's basically the mix that I said. I thought it was a mix between. It looks like Pokemon. It plays like an RPG. It feels like Minecraft mixed with Sim City. And The Sims all combined into one.
It's basically Harvest Moon.
It's Animal Crossing. Moon. It's Animal Crossing with a little bit more behind it.
I hope a lot more because Animal Crossing you don't do
It's
anything.
Harvest Moon.
I like.
Did you
Animal
ever play
Crossing.
Harvest Moon?
I did.
It's Harvest Moon.
It's made by the same company, I think, that made Harvest Moon.
Natsume or whatever.
I think I could be wrong on that.
Namaste.
But basically, you get up, you inherit a farm. And
you just wake up.
Do you get to milk cows?
Yeah, you can.
Okay.
But you wake up. You take.
That's the deal breaker.
That's the deal breaker.
For farming games.
That's right. Gotta be able to milk cows.
You move to Stardew Valley and you get your grandfather's farm, and basically you get to do whatever you want with it. You could farm. You can go fish all day. You can do whatever you want.
What is this? PC?
Yeah, it's a PC game. $15. I couldn't pass it up. I read a lot of reviews. There was this run on Reddit. It was kind of weird that the reason I picked it up is because I got on Reddit and there was all these fan-based things where people were doing a pay-it-forward thing. And I think during the run, when the link was available, with people giving away free copies, there was something like 1,200 copies that were given out, something like that, where Reddit users were just buying it and giving it away for free. But I picked it up, and it's kind of addicting. It's one of those games where you get into it, and like you think, okay, well, I'll do this, and this, and then I started fishing, and I was like, oh, I can catch a bigger fish. Oh, I need to go water my plants, though. Let me go do that real fast. And that's ready to harvest. So let me go ahead and get that, and let me go take it back. And wait, there's a mine over here. Let me go into this mine and kind of check this out. Oh, I can talk to all these people. Oh, you want me to do this thing? Okay, let me go do that for you real fast. Oh, you want to get married? Okay, we can do that. Oh, there's a festival tomorrow. Well, let me go to bed and get up and.
But you don't have to wait in real time for tomorrow.
No,
okay.
It's
not. I hate about Animal
That's
Crossing.
The difference.
Stardew Valley.
There is things are only open.
Are you farming it, or is it farming you?
Things are only open during certain time frames.
That's pretty good. That should be on a T-shirt.
But it's fun. I can see myself putting some time into it and playing it for a while. But there's a lot of secret things that there was an article I read the other day that there's even a couple things that people haven't announced on the internet that they found because no one has found it yet in the game. It's the same with Fallout. There's a bunch of Easter eggs in there, but there's parts in this game that people haven't even found yet.
The Soylent Green Factory.
Yeah.
I've been playing a new game called Broforce. Have you guys heard of that?
Broforce.
That's been out for a while, hasn't it?
Yeah, well, it just came to PS4. If it hasn't been on PC.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So that's old news.
No, it's not old news. Tell us about it.
No, yeah, I never played it.
It is I had no idea what it was. It was a free game for PS Plus, so I was like, okay, I'll download it. I download it, and it's 80s and 90s, not the actual people, but it's like Brosenegger, and
Brosenegger.
Bro Stallone, everything, and it's all like, yeah, let's get in here, guys. It does a lot of that stuff.
It's got great reviews. It's a 10 out of 10 on Steam.
Yeah, have you guys ever played Super Meat Boy?
Yeah.
Okay. It's in chunks like that, really quick levels, and all you got to figure out how to kill everybody in the level, and then go kill the main boss, and the helicopter gets you. And each character that you rescue has a different abilities. Like the Blade character, chops people up with a sword. While
is it Wesley Snipes' blade?
Yes.
Okay.
Oh yeah, and then like Chuck Norris, he chucks dynamite. I don't know why, but he does. And then you got like homing missiles and things like that. Each character has something like Terminator. It can take one more hit than everybody else, which is 2 hits. And then you don't ever know who you're gonna get. You start out with a character and then you save them, and then you automatically become that person. But you also get an extra life, and then when that character dies, you go back to the person you were before. But they're real quick, and you got to figure out how to kill all the enemies. And I start playing, and I'm all like, this is stupid. And then 20 minutes later, I'm still playing, and I'm like, I got to put this down.
This is stupid. 2 weeks later, this is stupid.
Yeah, this is stupid. But no, it controls well. It's really fun, and it's simple, but, kind of hard.
Have you read anything about The Division?
Yeah.
No? Okay.
I can't do those games. I tried Destiny. It's just I don't have the time or the means to play games that are online and be on there for a long time. Like I'm trying to play Dying Light right now with 2 other people, and I watched you
guys. I watched you guys play for a good long night one night.
Yeah.
I kept texting, kept seeing the message on the Twitch chat to
we were hiding the window
to Kevin, and he never responded.
He hid the window so he could see the whole screen.
I don't doubt. I would too if I was playing that way, but.
Well, now we know someone watched. We wasn't sure if anybody had ever watched any, but
that's kind of like when we record these podcasts. We don't know if anybody ever actually listens.
Is No Man's Sky coming to anything other than PC?
PS4.
PS4.
Dude.
You think so?
I don't.
No
multiplayer on that.
Here's what.
Really? That's your sell on not. This is coming from the dude that doesn't want to do anything with anyone all the time.
Yeah,
and he doesn't want to
Diablo 3.
I get on there. I beat the game. You're never on.
You bought Diablo 3?
I bought Diablo 3 for
what worries me about No Man's Sky.
Do you want Diablo 3, Mike? I'll get you a copy.
No,
I had a bunch of. Everyone's like, I want Diablo 3.
You have Diablo 3.
Not for the PS4.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm afraid that there's not going to be anything to do with it. Yeah, huge. But are you just going to keep going to planets that are barren?
Okay,
and
so here's
the
my
same
question.
thing? That's what I'm curious about.
To me, I think in my mind, I had No Man's Sky and Star Citizen swapped in my head.
No Man's Sky is the one that's just massive.
You're trying to get to the
It's
center
got
of the
over
universe.
8 billion planets.
No, it's not. It's not even a B. It's some good guilt. It's a number that I don't even understand.
It's an incomprehensible.
We would never be able to explore.
Basically, it's setting the foundation for when we enter the Matrix for Ready Player One.
Yeah.
Exactly. So honestly, it is. That's what it feels like. That's what it looks like. That's the way you read it. There isn't a multiplayer version of the game, but it does have sort of a cloud.
There's no multiplayer?
There's no multiplayer at all, but they have like a cloud naming system. So like if I find a planet and I'm on that planet and I survey like what looks like a mountain lion, something, I can name that mountain lion Ryan's, awesome cat. And then I get in my plane and I fly away.
And then I get to that planet and it's going to say Ryan's awesome cat.
That's right. So I can just imagine like the amount of expletive curse word named plants and animals that we find.
Can you name? So everyone is in the same universe, just not.
But you can't see each other, and it doesn't.
The only thing
you'll get updates that basically say these animals have been, and then they patch those names.
What I've heard is like it's gonna have like journey level multiplayer, like where if you do interact with anybody, you basically just see like a ship in the distance, something like that.
I heard it was the discussion that I heard or the video that I watched basically said it was not going to be like journey.
Yeah,
like you weren't going to.
Players will all share the same universe, but the chances of actually running into another player in that massive playground are going to be very slim. This has led to the question about whether or not No Man's Sky can be defined as an MMO or even a multiplayer game, especially after trailers showcased at a recent PlayStation experience event.
How old is that article? Because that sounds like old information.
Yeah,
the PlayStation experience was
a year ago.
December.
Yeah. I mean, I'm talking like Kyle Hill just played it and put it on YouTube, and like
they had a 30-minute demo last week.
He was like,
"You did?
You don't see each other."
They let press come in and play 30 minutes of the game. There wasn't an actual 30-minute demo. I wish. That'd be awesome.
Yeah. I mean, I like the look of the ship. I like the aesthetic of the game. Mm-hmm. And it is a huge game. It's very interesting. And then it does have, but it's like got all the grind of MMO with none of the social connectivity, none of the fun parts of an MMO. Because the whole point is they put you at the farthest corner of their galaxy.
See, that's what Wallet was for me. Is it going to be?
And it's 60 hours to get to the center, and you're supposed to get to the center.
Is it? And it's just going to be massive with nothing to do.
It's going to be massive, and all the quests are procedurally generated. So it's going to be you land on a planet, and it'll be like, we've lost our medical supplies. Please run this one instance in order to find these medical supplies. And you'll fly through Baker's Canyon, just like we did back home. You'll pop some womp rats, which are about 2 meters. They'll grab the medical supplies. You'll drop them back off.
I'm in now. I'm in. All right.
And then you'll go to the next planet, and you'll get a little gear and upgrade your ship or upgrade your tech. And then you'll go to the next planet and do it all over again. Destiny is probably a really good sort of scenario when you talk about how we're uploading without any of the buddies that you get in Destiny. Mm-hmm. And Destiny and Division have a lot of things in common too that I didn't make that connection until you said that, but I was intrigued with like the MMO side of Division. Mm-hmm.
Which seems a lot that part seems like it's probably going to be better than Destiny.
But the side of it that I don't understand is there's no factions. So you're all in the Division.
Really?
Yeah, nobody plays the other side. Nobody plays like the looters, or nobody plays like the terrorist. Everyone plays.
You're all just like the mask, basically.
You're all the Division, and you're all fighting against the terrorists. And there are instances in dungeons and stuff that you will fight, like save this police precinct, and you have to work together to do that. But as far as I understand it, nobody's playing on the other side. You're always just playing tougher and tougher AI. If you haven't watched the opening scene or the opening, have you seen it?
Actually,
yeah.
Yes, no, I know something about the game.
Okay.
There's a two-player mode that you.
So there's a two-player mode, is what he's saying.
Yeah, and then there's also just a regular fight against AI.
Yeah, fight against AI.
Player versus AI.
So when it's player versus player, somebody's the wrong side of the division. Mm-hmm. Okay, but that would be like a. Okay, well, good, because it would get very tiresome always playing against AI.
Yeah.
But all the matchmaking sequence I've seen has been you get 3 guys, you all go in, you matchmake, you enter in a dungeon, an instanced area, whatever, and then you're fighting against AI for a common objective. Hopefully later in the game you get more of that.
I know that it has a one-player component.
Yeah, well, it has a one-player component, but you still have to be online.
Oh.
You still have to be online. You still have to play in their world.
I guess that's not really a big deal this day and age, really.
Yeah.
I bought Master of Orion.
I know. After we talked, we talked, and you went home and you bought it.
Yeah.
What have you beat it? Did you get to the 500 turn cap?
No, I didn't know there was one.
Did you beat it before you got to 500?
Oh yeah.
Ryan's already watched 5 people play through it.
3.
3. No,
Quill,
I've
and
Master of Orion.
That's an old game, isn't it? PC only.
Yes.
Didn't it have like a robotic type face on the cover? Am I thinking of the right game?
Yeah, probably. It could have been. There was 3 Master of Orion.
Okay.
I never played 3. I played 2.
Yeah, we played a lot of 2.
A lot of 2, and that was what, 1999 or something like that.
Did you know that you can go to archive.org and use their DOS simulator and play those games now?
You get all 3 of them when you buy it.
Oh, but
I got Master of Orion 1, 2, 3, and then the new one.
But I'm saying, like, you can play. I played XCOM Enemy Unknown on the government's computer. I mean, I use their DOS simulator. We do Oregon Trail and Carbon San Diego all the time through internetarchive.org in my class. Now, obviously, you can't save your progress or anything because it's stuck there in their little box. But it is interesting that all those things are out there and free. But did you play 1 or 2 or 3, or did you just play Conquer the Stars?
I just played the newest one.
And what was your overall opinion?
It's good. It definitely has the feel of Master of Orion 2 as far as the they got the tech tree and the planet building.
You all right?
No, you guys go ahead.
The space battle is really, really neat how they do it.
Yeah.
Definitely, you can tell it's definitely not a finished game. I mean, from that aspect,
there's no spy or diplomacy.
No, not yet. I mean, it's still early access. That but as a game, it feels like it's probably 70% done, 75% done. But overall, I mean, so far I enjoyed it. But I like those kind of strategy games too.
I'm excited. I'm not going to buy until it's done.
But the ship design is my favorite part. That was my favorite part of the second one. The ships look really, really neat.
Did you build a stellar converter?
Yes.
No cutscene. How
disappointing? No cutscene. I'm sure they'll put one in.
That's the last
at some point.
Yeah, that's part of the last.
So stellar converter is basically a Death Star ray. In Master of Orion 2, the cutscene was like the panel opening and the converter coming out and then shooting the beam into the planet and blowing it apart. So, if you enjoy the game, I mean, even in its incomplete state, it was. I think it was worth the money.
And it'll save you because it's $49.99 now in early access, and you get all the other games.
Right.
And it's actually the premium edition that you'll get on release.
Right.
Not the standard $59. So I mean,
yeah.
If they're doing early access and you're going to do it, you're going to support the product.
And eventually, you're supposed to be able to create your own custom races too, not just have all the standards. So it sounds like there's going to be a lot of customization when it is finally completed. So. Anyway.
Okay, Mike, what's wrong?
What's wrong?
You guys took the wind out of my sails on that No Man's Sky thing. Now I'm not even interested, and I don't even want to play it.
I'm sorry.
Like I'm completely you guys just made me think. Well, you're just gonna land on a planet, and then you're gonna do a couple things. Then you get off that planet, go on another planet, and do a couple things. You're gonna get lost.
Star Citizen.
You're gonna get lost. You're not gonna know where you're at. You're never gonna go to another planet because you're never gonna be able to find it again because the world's gonna be so big. It's just gonna be you.
Is that even gonna be completed?
Well, there's stupid. There's space cops, and they will kill you.
Can I tell you all about World of Warships?
Yeah, World of Warships. I did ruin that for you, didn't I?
So, this is payback.
Is Star Citizen even going to be completed?
Derrick?
Star Citizen will be completed. I think it will be completed probably first of next year, if not towards the end of this year. I'm half tempted to buy in myself.
He's playing War of Warships, and he's like, you guys got to play this game. You got to play it. So I hop on it, and I'm like, yeah, this is fun.
But he never hopped on it with me. I
hopped on it. We were at different times and stuff. So I started playing it, and I'm like, yeah, this is fun. But man, it takes forever to get from one ship to the other. It's like, man, this is just a waste of time. It takes like 2 minutes. If you get off track and you go chasing one ship down, and the other ship's on the other side of the island, you got to go all the way around in like real time to get to this other ship. And I'm like, and he's like, well, what'd you think of it? And I'm like, yeah. And I explain all that to him, and he goes back and plays, and he's like, it does take a real long time. It sucks.
This isn't World Tanks at all.
It is like I seriously haven't played it since then. Like I'll get it. Like if I have to fold laundry, it's like the perfect video game to jump in.
So you're
and play
folding laundry while you're waiting for your ship to get to the other side of the island.
To actually get someplace where it can be constructive.
The perfect.
You know what I picked up because of
Ryan even bought like a Titanic
Nautical.
like captain's outfit.
Oh, and
for
did you get
that
one of those
period.
red lights so you constantly
right.
have the vision that a sub would have?
Exactly.
You got the thing
I
that
wired my
they
whole house
ching
for it.
ching to change. Oh, it's full speed ahead. Ching ching.
I read up on
Get the fire stoked.
I got reading like after last episode about Pokemon being 20 years old and stuff like that. So I put Pokemon Emerald on my phone and I've been playing that. I've caught 62.
I went to go
I'm at
buy a
62
Pokemon 3DS on that day, on the 20th anniversary.
Yeah.
I was like, I woke up, I was like, I'm going to go get me a Pokemon 3DS. I got there and like, you had to pre-order it. And I was like, son of a...
Oh man, that stinks. Well, if you got an Android phone, right? You can play them on your phone.
No.
Yeah.
He's got Omega Ruby somewhere.
Yeah. He's good.
This week.
He's got an S3. He's all right.
And I do ROMs sometimes.
Yeah. See, that's what I did. No, that's all I'm doing is I'm playing on a ROM on my phone.
I let somebody borrow all my Pokemon games.
Yeah.
They
Yeah.
sold them behind my back.
I probably bought them. I bought them from a shady customer.
Hey. It was your dad.
It was. What about Moon and Sun?
He sold them to us.
Okay, so last time we had a podcast, I incorrectly reported because I got it wrong. That Moon and Sun were not going to be the names of the new Pokemon because they were released. Nintendo immediately sort of denied it, and then everyone thought, "Oh, well, we got pranked, we got rickrolled." But then they were like, no, just kidding. They really are Moon and Sun.
So they rickrolled again.
Yeah,
they double rickroll.
Hold on.
They rickrolled again.
Is that really the name of them?
So now Moon and Sun are the new
It is
names.
Moon and Sun.
Oh.
They go from
Yeah.
X, Y, and Z to...
Yeah.
I'm
Sun
mad.
Boom.
I if it was Sun and Moon, I would have done it.
But it's Moon and Sun instead.
yeah, forget that.
Yeah.
And it's 3DS.
Yeah, it's always Sun and then Moon.
NX.
Yeah, and then this is something else. I guess Nintendo said that only the new 3DS will play Super Nintendo games now.
Yeah, the downloads.
Yeah.
Any of the downloads for the classic games are only going to be all on the new 3DS.
So no Wii.
Because listen, you know what the reasoning was? Because the old systems just couldn't handle it.
Yeah,
the
a
hardware.
Super Nintendo.
The hardware couldn't handle the
of the Wii.
the Super
No,
Nintendo.
the Super Nintendo.
No, like the 3DS.
3DS.
So the
Why
old
would they?
3DS.
Can you get those on Wii?
Yeah,
though,
you can
already?
get those on-
Yeah, the
Okay.
Wii.
It just
still
won't
run on the Wii.
It'll
but-
only work on the new 3DS, not the old 3DS.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because the hardware just can't handle.
Sure. Okay.
Can't handle a Super Nintendo.
Nope.
Yeah.
Can't handle all 16-bit.
Yeah.
But
Alright.
it can handle Game Boy Advance games.
Yeah. Exactly.
Okay,
I
whatever.
think they just need to go with your idea with the Raspberry Pi there and just.
Actually, I booted up. I put a different emulator system on a PC that someone gave me the other day, and I got that running. I'm gonna redo the Raspberry Pi with that. The new, it's a lot smoother. It's a better setup. So
Yeah.
and I'm gonna put it inside of Super Nintendo.
That's cool.
I got parts coming to me from China.
China.
They're
Best
from
place to
China.
get parts.
China.
Out of all the ROM games you guys ever played, you guys ever played Castlevania?
Have I ever played
I played
Castlevania?
Castlevania when it was out,
In the
man.
cartridge.
On an
In the
NES,
cartridge.
the Super NES.
I blew in that SOB.
That's right.
The Thorn Whip.
That's funny. My daughter's Leap Pad isn't working very well. Like it doesn't make good connections or whatever with the games. It's an old Leap Pad anyway.
Yeah.
But it uses a little cartridge sort of system.
Right.
They were all mad, complaining that they couldn't get it to work or whatever. I popped that cartridge. I blew in it. Popped it back in, fired it. Noah was like, "How did you know that was going to work?"
Magic.
Magic. We came from a land from a faraway time where, in order to get games to work, you had to blow in them.
Yeah.
So it was pretty funny. Do we want to talk about the Civil War trailer at all right now? We started to. We talked about Ike Perlmutter, and then we kind of.
What's to talk about?
Well, I have Star Wars stuff I wanted to talk about.
Okay.
Are we talking about that this episode or next
Do we want to
episode?
save it for
Let's
next?
save it for next episode.
Next episode.
Save it.
Okay.
We'll do the Star Wars thing as well. Because how long have we been on this?
We're good.
We're good on time.
We're good.
So J.J. Abrams admitted to
Abrams?
He
Oh,
Abrams.
this is the Star Wars
Abrams?
stuff.
He admitted.
Oh, we're talking about it now?
Yeah.
I thought we
okay.
just said we were going to save it, but then you started talking.
I thought we
Okay,
were
whatever.
just saving the Captain America stuff.
Okay, that's fine.
Abrams admitted a mistake that he did in the new movie.
Which I just want to say,
Which
if
one?
you listen to this podcast, which I did, right after the Star Wars, I called that out. Hardcore.
I think we all did, didn't we?
Well, I started it off. Go back and listen to the podcast.
Okay. Anyway, what was the mistake? Daisy Ridley was too fat or too thin.
Abrams admits that he missed the mark on Chewie and Leia embracing one another after Han's death. Spoiler.
Yeah. Instead of
Rey. Now he does explain that he says, and he quotes himself that he says, "I said that they knew each other but didn't know each other because they both are strong in the Force, so they knew each other's presence. They knew that they both kind of existed because of their Force presence, but so when they see each other, they know who they are."
That's how I took it.
He's just trying to honestly stop the naysayers about that's a confirmation that Rey is family.
Which I think she is.
Yeah.
But
right.
But his mistake,
he missed a big chance to really show emotion out of Chewbacca.
Yeah, Chewie didn't get no emotional.
Here's what he said. Here's the other thing he said. He said that if Chewie wouldn't have walked by in that scene, no one would have even thought about it. But when you see Chewie walk by and just catch half of him in that scene, walk right past them, that's when everyone was like, what the hell? I mean,
the way that it should have happened, like I said, it is as soon as Chewie shot Kylo, he should have been ripping Stormtrooper's arms off and beating one MFer with another MFer, and it should have taken
arms. Just
I mean, like,
now listen, if it would have came out after Deadpool, they would have done that and made it rated R, so it would have been all right.
But that was my only complaint with that whole thing is
they'll come out with a rated R version, and that part will be in there.
I just wanted to see a little more rage
rated R now.
Chewbacca.
Yeah.
A little more rage.
Yeah.
Okay. And also to speak on what Mikey's talking about, JJ said that he wanted Chewie to be worried about Finn.
Yeah.
And then beginning Finn.
BS.
And then he wanted Rey and Leia to have that moment. What he didn't realize was going to happen when they sort of screened the shot was that you were going to be able to see Chewie taking care of Finn, because Finn had taken care of Chewie earlier in the movie when Finn basically almost died 6 times trying to wrap up his arm.
Yeah, I still think he missed he missed the mark, and that
he did, and he admits that. He admits that 100%.
And Phasma, I mean,
we weren't talking about Phasma.
This is the only mistake he's owning up to.
Yeah.
And that may not have been his mistake. That may have just been the mistake of their marketing department to
really focus
puff her up as such a huge thing after that first trailer.
Like they said, you can't make a Fett.
That's true.
Fets are born.
She's no 8s or whatever, 9s.
Traitor.
Whatever he was.
Traitor.
Yeah.
TR8R.
Yeah. So, well, at least he owned up to that. But hey, still a fantastic movie.
Yeah.
And we're getting lots of very interesting. We're getting lots of pictures from Rain Johnson.
Well, they already said that they're not going to be as
secretive.
They say that, but did you read the article about them hiring drone pilots?
Yeah. They're hiring drone pilots to shoot down other drone pilots.
Wow.
Well, it's one thing to not be secretive, and it's another thing for people to steal information.
Did you see the pictures that leaked out of like the Royal Guards?
No.
There's some pictures that came out today of what looks like Royal Guards. I mean, it looks like the pageantry we had on Naboo. Yeah. So I don't know if we're going to get like more diplomacy, more like royalty.
Well, they're going to have to. Episode. They're going to have to get some politics into it.
Yeah, because they're all dead. They got to find some of them. They blew up those planets.
They say they're not going to be secretive, but they're still big secrets that they're not going to give away.
They'll probably have more shots of the set and more shots of characters.
We'll probably get a trailer
storyline.
No, I don't think we will. So. No, because we still have a Rogue One trailer.
Ooh, do you think we'll get a teaser trailer for?
I would think
Rogue One trailer is supposed to happen.
No,
the trailer for it's supposed to happen with Captain America: Civil War.
Yes, which we're supposed to talk about next week.
Yeah, but don't you think? You don't think we'll get an 8 teaser at
that'd be a year. That'd be a year out.
It was a year out when we got the first one.
This is the teaser trailer for 8. 8 coming Christmas, and that'll be it. That'll be the teaser trailer.
Well, I bet you'll probably get a teaser around that holiday period
Sure,
at the end of the year.
I'll give you that because Star Wars Celebration will happen there in October. Isn't that when it is in London this year?
I mean, what the teaser, the first teaser for 7? What did we get? Maybe 30 seconds.
Is Thanksgiving.
We got Chewie, We're Home.
No, that wasn't the first one.
The teaser was There's Been an Awakening with Finn, and it was maybe 30 seconds.
Finn jumps up, and
it was,
and everybody going crazy over the lightsaber.
Yeah,
so
that was the first shot of the.
That's true.
That wasn't even in the movie.
Thanksgiving break.
So
yeah, that's right.
Yeah, Rogue One trailer though. Hopefully, with Civil War.
Have you watched the leaked Rogue One trailer? It
was fake.
The whole thing was fake?
That was fake with the AT-ATs walking.
No. There's a different
one. That's the only one.
I think you're
saw.
talking about that picture.
It was a little trailer. It was a little. That Barry posted. It was actually a little video.
There was a leaked trailer that.
Dang it! I gotta go back and watch it.
There was a leaked trailer that everyone thought, that everyone assumed maybe was leaked. It was very early. Like the TIE fighter looked very blocky, but you saw the Death Star basically cresting or rising.
Right.
Over the planet, like a moon rising, but it was like the width of the planet. But then there was somebody found another piece of scene that eventually used the same backdrop that is confirmed from the film. So they're able to basically say that then that leaked trailer must be legit because the same footage is found in this other location.
Yeah, I'm not going to look for it.
How far?
You need to. It's good.
How far before? Are we?
Is it 10 years after?
It's taking place right before 4.
It's before 4.
I didn't think it was right before.
It's going to end with somebody handing those plans to R2-D2 or handing those plans with Leia.
Are we going to see how many Bothans die?
Well, that's Return of the Jedi, right?
How close is it? 10?
Is that Return of the Jedi?
Yeah, where the Bothans died.
Yeah, that is.
10 years?
Mini Death Stars.
Mini Bothans
No, it's going to end with them right.
So we'll see Biggs.
We might see Biggs. We might see
Biggs could be just joining the academy.
Well, I don't think we're going to see any of that. I think we're going to see.
That would be cool. That would be right on top of it.
I don't think we're going to see any of those people. I think we're trying to expand the Star Wars universe.
Well, we could expand it and still show Biggs.
Which is why I don't think we're going to see Vader. Sadly.
Really?
I think we will see Fett though. I think Fett will be.
And Moff Tarkin, I heard, is going to be in it.
I think that Fett is going to be working for the Rebels in this one.
He is a mercenary.
Yeah.
That's not what I heard.
Me and my dad had
Fett was going to be working with Vader.
Emperor Snoke was going to be like Darth Vader because he looked all burnt and all that, but he also didn't have a helmet like most of them did.
Right, but that's after. We're talking about
before.
Rogue. We're talking about before. Yeah. Rogue is way before that. So, yeah, you're right. You're right. He's valid. He's got a valid point. He's got on top of it. Different story.
He's got a point.
He knows what he's doing.
I think something of Vader will be in a teaser trailer.
Possibly.
It'll be short, but I think something of Vader will be in it.
The trailer I'm talking about, it does sound like Vader's breath in the very beginning.
Yeah, even if it's a him breathing or something, there will be something there.
You need to watch it. And I would love to see like a powerful Vader. I'll be honest. I think we would be great to see like an awesome Vader.
Nice.
From all the news that I've heard, he's going to be in it, and he's going to have. He may be the primary villain.
That'd be cool.
So,
be cool.
I would hope so.
Especially now that we've seen Kylo's power, I'd like to just go back and explore Vader's power.
I'm just waiting for an X-wing bolt to come flying down at him, and him to just be like,
pew,
and just throw it back and crush it.
Yeah, that's going to be probably something they're going to do more often now since they did that blaster bolt.
They're going to have to do something to juxtapose Vader's power.
Yeah, because if Kylo Ren can do cooler stuff,
but Luke still beat him. So
yeah, but he was also 65 years old,
and he was electrocuted by the Emperor.
Well, Luke beat him before that.
Yeah.
Empire Strikes.
But that was also because Vader was weak and was giving in to the light.
Yeah.
So
he was being weak.
He was being weak.
He was not being weak. He was trying to get back with his son.
Getting back with his son.
And that's weakness.
Could be. Is this the trailer?
Is this the end?
Yeah. I heard the people speaking. I thought it was the trailer.
No.
I
think this is the end.
Thank you guys so much for being on the show tonight. Thanks for joining us for our 100th episode. All of Iceland celebrates with us this evening as we pump out our 100th episode.
We know you're going to.
Thanks, Derrick, for stopping by.
You're welcome.
We're going to make him stay over for just a second as we at least start into episode 101. You can. There's no way to repeat this, is there?
Yeah.
Okay, so do you want me to keep going? Let me get out Twitter handles.
I just pushed play again.
Okay, well,
that's how I repeat it.
You can follow us on Facebook.com/Buffalo Brotherhood. You can follow me on Twitter at BuffaloCast. You can follow the show on Twitter at BoBcast Nation, which basically just follow me on Twitter. I tweet everything.
I follow you guys on Twitter. That's the only thing I have left.
There you go. There you go. Cute. Cut Eye Ninja Spy.
There you go.
I got it.
Cutie Pie Ninja Spy.
Cutie Pie Ninja Spy. Mikey is at Fuman2, 2 O's, 2 N's, and number 2. And Doug's at Refried Evil. Thank you guys so much. I cannot tell you how much of a privilege it is to be able to make this podcast for 100 episodes. And we could have just ended it.
You got
another 30 seconds, 27 seconds, 25 seconds.
I can fade it, you know.
I know. But really, what a privilege it is to be able to make this show for 100 episodes.
I've had fun.
That was honestly
fun listening.
That's been our goal. So 100 episodes has been our goal. Now we need to make a new goal. So. If anybody,
500.
If anybody listens
a
something
live show at 200.
Yeah.
You know you're going to eat it.
If anybody puts something on Facebook, thank you guys so much. Thanks for your well wishes. Have a great evening, and we'll see you next week.
Find all the shows.